They say the economy is growing, but why do so many Americans feel like they're drowning? Despite headlines boasting about higher incomes and a booming GDP, millions of people are asking the same question: why do I feel poorer every single year? It's time to dig deeper into what they're not telling you about why Americans are getting poorer, and what you can do to fight back. On paper, America's economy looks strong. Median household income has risen by around 20% since 2020, and GDP numbers suggest progress. But here's the reality: while incomes are up, the cost of everything essential has skyrocketed even faster. Inflation officially sits at 21%, but when you look at what you're spending on housing, healthcare, and food, it feels like it's much worse. This disconnect between income growth and the rising cost of living is why so many Americans feel like they're falling behind. Let's break it down. The cost of essentials has outpaced income growth across the board. Just look at these numbers. Housing costs are up 27% since 2020. Food prices have surged by 19%, making grocery shopping a weekly stressor. Car insurance? Up by an eye-watering 122%. Healthcare premiums continue to climb, adding strain to already stretched budgets. These aren't luxuries, these are the basics. And for families across the country, these increases mean hard decisions. Skip a medical bill or fall behind on rent? It's a reality too many of us are living. So, what's causing all this? A big piece of the puzzle lies in government spending. Since 2020, the U.S. government has engaged in record deficit spending to prop up the economy, spending far more than it earns in revenue. This kind of spending inflates the economy artificially. It gives the illusion of growth, but what it really does is reduce the purchasing power of your dollar. Every time they print more money, it dilutes the value of the cash sitting in your bank account. I got a raise last year, but it doesn't matter. My rent went up by $400 a month, and groceries cost me double what they used to. My pension hasn't kept up with inflation. I used to feel secure, but now I'm worried I'll outlive my savings. This isn't just about numbers on a chart. It's about families struggling to stay afloat, retirees losing the security they worked their entire lives for, and young people giving up on the dream of homeownership. The harsh truth is that if you're relying solely on your paycheck, you'll never get ahead. With inflation eating away at your income, the only way to build wealth is by making your money work for you. That's where investing comes in. I know it can feel intimidating, but you don't need to be a Wall Street genius to get started. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow. Even small, consistent investments in index funds, ETFs, or dividend-paying stocks can add up over the years. Remember, the goal isn't to get rich overnight, it's to build long-term security. Let's talk about the housing market. Back in 1970, the average house cost about 2.6 times the median annual income. Today? That number has jumped to 7 times. This means that owning a home, a cornerstone of the American dream, is now out of reach for many middle-class families. And it's not just housing. College tuition, healthcare, and even childcare costs have all exploded relative to income. And here's something they don't want you to think about. Consumer culture is designed to keep you broke. Ads, social media, and even your favorite influencers are constantly pushing you to spend on cars, vacations, the latest gadgets. But every dollar you spend on things you don't need is a dollar you're not investing in your future. Debt is the trap that keeps you tied to a paycheck. The system wants you to believe that a high salary equals wealth, but true wealth comes from what you keep and grow, not what you spend. So, how do you break free from this circle? Here are some actionable steps. Create a budget. Know exactly where your money is going every month. Pay down debt. Start with high-interest debt like credit cards. Invest consistently. Even if it's just $50 a month, start investing now. Cut unnecessary expenses. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or can I save it? Build an emergency fund. Aim for 3-6 months of living expenses saved. You don't have to feel stuck. Yes, the system is stacked against the average American, but you have the power to fight back. Every small step you take toward financial independence brings you closer to a life of freedom and security. Don't let the rising costs define your future. Take control, start investing, and build the life you deserve. What do you think about the rising costs in America? Are you feeling the squeeze, or have you found ways to stay ahead? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Together, we can learn how to thrive, even when the odds seem against us.